What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Blokees Transformers Model Kits Shining version 01, which is their first set of model kits with LEDs in them. So I first saw pictures of these on Chinese social media, and it was pretty cool because they have light up features for the eyes and for the chest, and I thought that was a pretty neat way. I already like these figures. It's even cooler if they light up, but let's take a look at these. We're going to put them together. Now, since the build is basically the same as the original, I'm going to do one on camera just so you can see what it looks like and what the new parts are. And it's really just that chest piece with a translucent piece. And then the rest of them we'll kind of do off camera. But let's get it open and see. And here we have Optimus Prime. So it looks like his eyes and chest light up. I believe the rest is the same. But I think what is different, and let's get this open to make sure. Oh no, actually we get something new here. So it looks like we get a new display stand. So before we were getting the black ones, and now it looks like kind of a piece of the arc, which is pretty cool. These are the same. You get alternate hands, open hands, and then you get the fisted hands, and then these are the joints. So let's get this guy put together, but first let's take a look, because this also has a new part, which is the matrix. All right, let's set that aside for a second and take a look at the new chest part here. So this is the new core of the robot. It's basically the same part as the original, but now it's translucent and it has a LED in it. It does have batteries in it, and there's actually a pull tab to allow it to light up. So we'll take that out. I believe it's just hit activated. So you can see light goes through the neck and it lights up the chest. That's really smart. You can change out the batteries. Here's the instructions to change the batteries. Basically take out that screw, pull out this bottom part, replace the battery, and put it back in. So that's what's new here. And I don't know if it turns off by... No, I guess it stays on. Okay. So we'll put it together and take a look at it. All right, there we have Optimus all built up, and he looks really nice. Let's put him next to the original so you can see kind of the differences between that one and this one. And I'll kind of point the differences out starting from the head down. So this one has a painted gray for the crest. This one is unpainted. The face is painted silver with translucent eyes to use that light up gimmick. This one is a gray plastic with painted blue eyes. We'll show you that light up feature in just a minute. We've got the translucent chest with some tampo detail on there. This one is fully painted just because it's got that blue, a little bit of cell shading on there too. Coming down the waist, you just have the yellow versus the cell shaded yellow for the original. On the arms, you got a little bit of this detail here. Again, a little more cell shading, whereas this one is just yellow. If you come down to the legs, you got painted gray on the shins, where this one is not. The chest is actually fully painted in this red. I'm not actually sure why they painted. I guess because it's translucent plastic. So this whole chest piece is translucent blue plastic, and then they painted this red and the lights yellow. So that's the difference there. And you got a little gray paint down there. On the back, you got a little bit of gray paint here on his backpack, whereas here this one's unpainted. So here's that light up feature. And it does look pretty good. The chest lights up very well. The eyes are a little bit dimmer. With the lights on, it's hard to see that, but it is pretty cool. And I like that you can just click it to turn on. Nice and simple. No switches to find or uncover. All right, let's go over the accessories. And there are some differences here, but I'm going to point them out. Both come with the Energon accent and it's translucent. The orange on the new one is a little bit more bright and clear, and it does have that Autobot symbol on there. Looks nice. That'll just plug into where his hand plugs in. Pretty simple. They both come with the blaster here. New one is just done in the gray plastic. Both come with an Energon cube. Now, it was kind of spread across the set, but The new one is done in this Energon pink, whereas this one is just translucent. I prefer the pink, but there's that. They both come with sets of hands, and I am going to swap the hands here, but the new one is just a lighter blue, but they both come with a pointing hand, and they both come with the open reaching hands. And let's swap those out so you can see that. But they also have a use now, so let's set this aside. They also both come with a stand. You can see the new one is much bigger, it's wider. They do all connect together, these connect together too. But I always found they were a little bit tight in terms of like how wide the character is. So if you had it in any kind of aggressive pose, they would basically bump into each other on this old one. On the new one, there's plenty of space, so you can get it into a little bit more of an aggressive pose and it won't bump into the next character. Also what's new is this matrix with stand, which is pretty cool. It has an Autobot symbol here on the front, and the matrix is done with gray, yellow, and then blue in the middle. It will mount on the stand, but you can also put in his hands. It took me a while to figure out that you could do this, but basically plugs in right there, like that. Nice little addition. Now the old hands had that slot too, so I guess they planned ahead. They knew they were going to do this, or maybe they already created the accessory. So if you want to use the matrix with the old one, you can. Now I tend to think of this one as more like the anime version, whereas this one's more the toy version, but they both got little details that you could use either one, either way. But yeah, there's the main differences between the Optimus. Pretty cool figure. All right, there is Cliffjumper in the new style. And it looks pretty cool. Again, we'll bring in the original so you can see the difference. So starting from the head, you got the silver face instead of the gray plastic. Translucent eyes for the light up feature, which we'll look at in a second. The black on the top here is replaced by blue. You have a translucent blue here for the chest, whereas this one is black with some yellow. Still has some tampo detail on it. On the waist, you now added this little detail here. You got a little bit of some black paint there. Coming to the back, the wheel, the tire actually has a painted silver rim or wheel. So there's your light. The chest looks cool. I think the eyes could have been a little bit brighter. But it does come through on the mouth this time because the mouth is open on this particular face. So that's pretty cool. As far as accessory differences, we get this bazooka now instead of his blaster here. It's done in this gray plastic, and he can hold that. And if you use the holding hand or the open hand, you can kind of pretend like he's holding it. Something like that. Or you can put it on his shoulder. You can have something like that. And you also get that other display stand piece. You can put him on here. This one came with that gray display stand. And you get this blast effect, so if you want to have that look where he's firing off his bazooka, you can do that. And we get the pink Energon cube. All right, and there's Jazz in his new deco. And it looks pretty good. I do wish they included the shoulder missiles on this one. I did steal one from Blue Streak here for Jazz, but you can see the difference in the deco. Starting from the head, we've got the translucent blue for the eyes versus the painted blue. The front stripe is very different. So I think this is more toy where this is more tune. Got the different headlights here and a different grille on the front. The chest or the abdomen has a different color. It's just kind of this gray and white versus this one's got like all that detail on it. For the legs, we got this actual Martini Rossi livery on the wheel wells, whereas this one is just the white. So again, I guess maybe this is the tune and this is the toy. And then on the rear doors, or the doors, you can see it says Cybertron number 4, whereas this one said Cybertron and it's got the stripes. So slightly different look here on the two. Here it is with the light up gimmick. Now this one doesn't have a translucent piece on the chest, so you don't see that light up, but you do see the eyes light up, which is pretty cool. For Jazz, I think that's just a really neat effect. As far as the differences with the accessories, you do both get the same gun here. But now he gets this little speaker, which is apropos for Jazz. So you can blast some music in your ear. And of course the stand and the Energon Cube. But there you go for Jazz. All right, there's Acid Storm, and this looks really nice. And let's bring in Starscream just so you can see the colors. Looks really good. You got 3 different shades of green, this dark, neon, and then this lighter green. The chest is translucent here, and then on the eyes are translucent red. Here's the back. And this is the only one in the pack that's a new character. As far as accessories, he doesn't come with anything new other than this new purple stand. So instead of the orange one, it comes with a purple piece of stand, which makes sense since he's a Decepticon. So there it is. You get that nice light up cockpit in orange and then the eyes in red. Really like how that turned out. All right, and there's Ratchet with the LED, and it looks pretty darn good. Let's bring in the original. So you can see they changed the face into that silver with the translucent eyes, which we'll see the light up feature later. The chest is translucent blue with white paint on it. Still has that kind of heartbeat graphic there. The waist or the crotch piece is a little different, the styling slightly different. I'm glad that they kept the cross, the cross on the shoulders. I'm glad they weren't worried about that. The MP one, they didn't give you that, so that's nice. They did that. Here's the back. Same as the back on both sides. So there's the light. It's really bright because the chest is mainly clear, and then the eyes light up. Again, I do think the eyes could have light up a little bit better, but either way, looks really nice. As far as the accessories, we get the stand here, the Energon Cube, the same gun as before, and the same alternate hands. All right, and there is Megatron, and this is the chase version. It looks spectacular. I love the metallic paint on there. They painted the end orange just to have it, kind of that heated up, weathered look. That's really cool. Let's bring in the original. You can see lots of changes in the colors. Basically 100% silver. Now it is the chase version, so it's a little bit different, but we got same joints, but all the parts that you see are gray plastic are now silver. The gun itself is got this metallic with the orange. Now the original one doesn't have that orange. This is the one you get if you don't get the chase. So here's the back, and pretty much the same other than that color difference I already explained, but I'm really a big fan. And there you go, there's the light up eyes. It does also light up the Decepticon logo. Hopefully you can see that. That one's a little bit dim, but either way, that's really cool. Light up chest, logo, and eyes. For the accessories, we do get some new stuff here. So obviously we get the stand done in the purple plastic. That looks nice. And the Energon Cube. And then this, his energy mace, is new. That looks really good. So you can unplug one of the hands. Get this on there, and now he can be whacking Optimus with his mace. That's pretty cool. So final recommendations on the Blokees Transformers Model Kits Shining Version 01. I really like these. I like the addition of the LEDs. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend it. I think it's fun. They were already fun without the LEDs, and now that we have that, just an additional feature. They're easy to use. They come with the batteries pre-installed. You just pull the little plastic tab and they're ready to go. You can also replace the batteries if they die. I also like the new accessories we got here. The energy mace for Megatron, the little speaker for Jazz, the matrix for Optimus, which you can hold or you can display in the stand. All of that's really nice. And I did forget to mention, these stands, they do combine together. So if you want a big, long platform, you can combine them just like the original ones did, but they look more like, you know, a piece of the arc or a piece of their base. And then the purple one, same thing. So that's a nice touch to have, you know, that display factor, especially if you're going to, you know, display them all together. And yeah, overall, you know, pretty good set. Now, if you bought the originals, you're going to end up with some repeats here on the characters. But me personally, I like the light up. Now, we did get a new character here with Acid Storm, so that's really nice. I definitely prefer this shiny Megatron. So good luck to you getting the chase figure. That is a 1 in 36 chance, so hope you guys can get that up. But that's really it for today. Thanks to Blokees for sending these for review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.